Good morning, good day, wherever you are. Hear me when I say this. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your wake-up call. We live in a world full of dreamers. And dreams are beautiful, powerful, and necessary. Dreams give birth to revolutions. Dreams put a man on the moon. Dreams paint visions on the canvas of your heart. But I'm here to tell you something many people won't say out loud. Dreams are not enough. You've been dreaming long enough. You've been talking about that business, that book, that goal, that body, that better version of you for years. But talking about it and being about it are two entirely different things. Stop dreaming, start doing. Because dreaming without action is just hallucination. Let me ask you something right now. Be honest. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. What are you waiting for? You think you need more time? You think you need the perfect moment? You think you need the stars to align, your bank account to overflow, your confidence to magically appear? Let me tell you the truth. You will never feel ready. You will never have enough time. You will never have a perfect plan. And guess what? You don't need one. All you need is a made-up mind. A mind made up to say, I'm done waiting. I'm done watching other people live my dream. I'm done telling myself tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. You see, some people spend their whole lives on the runway, taxiing, checking the fuel, adjusting the wings, waiting for clearance, talking about takeoff, but they never get off the ground. They confuse motion with progress. They confuse planning with purpose. They confuse ideas with implementation. But real change, real success, real growth, that's in the doing. It's messy. It's hard. It's scary. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. People will doubt you. You will doubt you. But I'd rather fail doing something than sit on the sidelines of my life watching it pass me by. You've got to stop being afraid of the pain of action and start fearing the pain of regret. Because let me tell you, the pain of trying and failing is temporary, but the pain of what if will haunt you forever. People say, but I don't know where to start. Start anywhere. Start messy, start scared, start with tears in your eyes and a lump in your throat, but start. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. Action creates answers. You say you want to be fit? Don't wait for January. Get up today, walk, sweat, repeat. You say you want to start a business? Stop talking about it at dinner parties. Register the name, call the supplier, build the website. You say you want to write a book? Stop dreaming about bestseller lists. Open a blank document and write one page, then another. The only way to become the person you were born to be is to do what that person would do. People love to say, one day, ow. But one day is a lie we tell ourselves to stay comfortable. One day becomes no day when you don't move. Look, you are not here to just exist. You are not here to pay bills and die. You are not here to scroll social media and envy other people's highlight reels. You are here to rise. You are here to conquer. You are here to build, grow, love, lead, and live. But that version of you, that next level you, that person does not come with wishing. They come through work. Work when it's hard. Work when you don't feel like it. Work when no one claps. Work when the results are slow. Work when your back is against the wall and quitting feels easier, because doing beats dreaming every single time. And hear me now. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Consistency beats talent. Discipline beats motivation. Doing beats dreaming. So today, make a decision. Make a decision that the old you, the one who hesitated, procrastinated, doubted, that version of you is done. From today forward, you wake up with fire in your belly and action in your bones. Because here's the secret. Once you take that first step, once you build that habit, Once you push through one more I don't feel like it, you become unstoppable. You start to see progress. Progress becomes passion. Passion becomes purpose. And purpose, that changes your entire life. So stop waiting. Stop talking. Stop planning it to death. Stop scrolling and start sweating. Stop doubting and start daring. Stop dreaming, start doing. Because the life you want, the future you deserve, the impact you meant to have, it's not in your dreams. It's in your hands. And it begins right now. Action beats intention every time. We all have good intentions. We all want to be better, do more, live greater. We intend to eat healthier, to start that business, to repair that relationship, to write that book, to chase that long forgotten dream. Intentions feel good. They give us hope. They give us a sense of purpose. And they convince us we're on the right path, even when we haven't taken a single step. But let's be honest. Intentions change nothing until they become actions. You can intend to get in shape, but until you wake up early and lace up your shoes and sweat through those hard mornings, nothing changes. You can intend to build wealth, but if you don't start saving, investing, learning, and taking financial risks, your bank account won't grow. You can intend to be a better partner, but unless you act with love, speak with kindness, show up with presence, your relationships will remain stuck. Intention is the seed, but action is the water, the sun, the soil. Without action, your dreams remain buried in someday. That's why you have to stop confusing potential with progress. Just because you could do something doesn't mean you're any closer to actually doing it. You could run a marathon. You could start a company. You could break that addiction. You could be a phenomenal leader, a phenomenal parent, a phenomenal version of yourself. But until action enters the picture, all of that remains theory. People cling to intention because it's safe. It doesn't demand risk. It doesn't expose you. It doesn't open you to criticism, failure, or discomfort. You can intend your way through life and never have to face the sting of defeat. But here's the real sting. Waking up 10 years from now and realizing nothing changed, nothing moved, nothing grew, because you mistook thinking about the dream for living it. Think of all the people with brilliant ideas who never launched them. Think of all the people with powerful messages who never spoke them. Think of all the artists who never painted, all the authors who never wrote, all the leaders who never led because they meant to, but never did. Intentions are invisible. They're in your head. They're good for a moment of inspiration, but they don't leave footprints. Action is what people see. Action is what the world respects. Action is what moves the needle. It's what builds the body, grows the business, strengthens the mind, and shifts your reality. You don't need another plan. You need a decision. One decision followed by one action. Then another and another. That's how you build momentum. That's how you create results. Action requires courage. It means stepping into the unknown. It means being okay with not having it all figured out. But here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come before action. It comes from it. You figure it out while you're doing it. You grow through the process, not the planning. You learn through the fire, not the fantasy. If you've been stuck in a cycle of dreaming, planning, thinking, and hoping, it's time to shift. Don't overthink it. Don't wait until it feels perfect. Don't ask for one more sign. Just act. Send the email. Make the call. Do the reps. Write the words. Record the video. Take the step. Because once you move, everything starts to move with you. You can meditate. You can visualize. You can pray. You can journal. But if there's no action, you're just decorating the cage you've built with your own fear. You were born to move, to build, to try, to fail, and to rise. Not to stand still and talk about what you might do one day. Dreams don't work unless you do. That's the truth most people don't want to hear, but it's the truth that will set you free. Everyone has a dream, something they see in their heart that's bigger than their current reality. It might be financial freedom, creative success, physical transformation, or simply living a life of purpose. But no matter how big or beautiful the dream is, it means absolutely nothing without effort behind it. The dream is just the vision. It's the blueprint. It's the destination you're aiming for. But to reach it, you need to move. You need to grind. You need to do the things nobody sees so that one day everyone will. A dream without work is like a car without fuel. It looks great in the driveway, but it's not going anywhere. And yet, so many people fall in love with the dream, but not the discipline. They fall in love with the result, but not the routine. They get high on potential, but stay low on action. It's easy to be passionate in the beginning. When the idea is fresh and the vision is exciting, we feel unstoppable. But the moment resistance shows up, the early mornings, the rejections, the silence, the self-doubt, that's where most people stop. That's where they say, maybe this isn't for me, or I'll come back to it later. But the ones who win, the ones who make their dreams real, they don't stop when it gets hard. They keep showing up, even when no one's watching, even when the results are slow, even when it hurts. Working for your dream isn't just about hustling nonstop. It's about working smart, consistently, and intentionally. It's about making progress even when it's only inch by inch. It's about pushing yourself to stay disciplined, even when your motivation is gone. Discipline carries you when motivation disappears. Motivation is loud and exciting. Discipline is quiet and relentless. And it's discipline that turns your dream into reality. There's no shortcut. There's no cheat code. There's no one who's coming to hand you the dream on a silver platter. Success is rented, and the rent is due every single day. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't put in the work, someone less talented who is willing to grind will pass you by. You can have all the right connections, but if you don't deliver, those doors will close. You can have the biggest vision, but if you won't do the boring, painful, consistent work, it's just a fantasy. Working for your dream means doing the things you don't feel like doing. It means saying no to comfort. It means sacrificing temporary pleasure for permanent growth. It means being misunderstood, doubted, even laughed at, but doing it anyway. You have to be more committed to your future than your feelings, because your feelings will try to keep you in bed, keep you distracted, keep you small. But your future is built on what you do when no one's clapping, when no one believes in you, when it feels like nothing's working. Your dream needs you to become a different person, someone tougher, more focused, more disciplined, more determined. And that transformation only happens through work, not just when it's convenient, not just when it feels good, but every day, every rep, every word, every move. You become the kind of person who deserves the dream by doing the work that most people avoid. Stop thinking that dreaming is enough. Stop believing that desire alone will get you there. The world doesn't reward dreamers. It rewards doers. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. Every moment you spend working for your dream is a deposit into your future. Every drop of sweat, every failure you bounce back from, every late night and early morning, it all counts. It all builds. It all stacks up to something real. Progress begins where comfort ends. It's a law of growth, a law of transformation, and a law that too many people try to avoid. We've been conditioned to chase comfort, to build routines that feel safe, to surround ourselves with the familiar. But comfort is a slow death. It keeps you stuck. It whispers lies like you're doing enough. You've earned a break. It's too risky. Or what if you fail? Comfort convinces you that staying still is a smart choice, when in reality, it's the thing holding you back from becoming who you're meant to be. Nothing great has ever been built from a place of comfort. Champions aren't made on couches. Leaders aren't developed by playing it safe. Greatness is forged in resistance, in friction, in tension. Growth happens when you stretch, when you do the things that scare you, when you lean into uncertainty, when you walk into the unknown with shaky hands and a steady mind. Every breakthrough you'll ever experience is waiting on the other side of discomfort. That's the line. That's the threshold. That's the price of evolution. Progress is not a straight path. It's not a predictable road. It's messy. It's difficult. And it's uncomfortable by design. You're going to have to do things that challenge your pride. You're going to have to look foolish sometimes. You're going to have to fail in front of people who doubted you. That's what growth demands. And if you're unwilling to be uncomfortable, you're not ready to grow. If you're only willing to work when it's easy, you'll never know what you're really capable of. Comfort zones are cages. They're not built to keep danger out. They're built to keep you in. They're made of routines, habits, fears, and false beliefs that tell you this is all there is. But outside of that cage is your full potential. Outside of that cage is your next level. And you can't reach it by standing still. You reach it by doing the thing that makes your stomach turn. You reach it by having the hard conversation, by making the tough choice, by showing up when quitting seems easier. Most people want change without challenge. They want results without resistance. But it doesn't work like that. You don't get to level up without letting go of something. Your excuses, your limitations, your doubts, your comfort. You've got to trade in comfort for character. Trade in ease for excellence. Trade in familiarity for freedom. That's the exchange. That's the cost. And it's worth it every single time. Every time you choose discomfort over convenience, you grow. Every time you take the hard road, you build strength. Every time you lean into fear instead of running from it, you build courage. That's where the confidence comes from, not from avoiding challenges, but from surviving them, from conquering them, from realizing that you're capable of far more than you ever believed. And the only way to find that out, if you look at anyone you admire, anyone who's built something meaningful, who's changed lives, who's made a mark, you'll see someone who got uncomfortable, someone who risked something, someone who sacrificed comfort to chase something bigger. You can't build legacy in a lazy zone. You can't build mastery from the middle. You've got to stretch. You've got to suffer a little. You've got to do what most won't so you can live how most. It's not supposed to be easy. That's the point. If it were easy, everyone would be living their dream. If it were comfortable, everyone would be growing. But the majority won't. They'll stay stuck in the soft middle, in the place where dreams go to die. But not you. Not if you decide to lean into the discomfort, because that's where the real you lives. That's where the progress starts. That's where transformation starts before you're ready. That simple decision will change everything. The truth is, most people never feel ready to begin anything meaningful. They wait for the right time, the perfect plan, the flawless conditions, but that moment never comes. There will always be something missing, always a reason to pause, always a voice in your head saying, not yet. But the people who succeed, the ones who break through and do extraordinary things, are the ones who move before the fear disappears. They don't wait for clarity. They create it. That starting before you're ready means taking action even when you don't have all the answers. It means trusting that you'll figure it out as you go. It's stepping onto the path without seeing the whole road, knowing that the next step will only appear once you take the first. Too many people want the entire staircase lit before they take the first step. But growth doesn't work that way. Confidence doesn't work that way. The path is revealed through motion, not meditation. You might think you need more knowledge, more time, more money, more courage, but what you really need is momentum. And momentum doesn't come from thinking, it comes from moving. You learn faster by doing. You grow stronger by trying. You become wiser by failing. You have to begin awkward, uncertain, unprepared. You have to embrace the mess. Because greatness isn't born from polish, it's born from persistence. That idea you've been sitting on, that dream you've been protecting, it's not fragile, it's hungry, and it's starving while you wait for perfection. The world doesn't need your perfect version. It needs your real version, the messy, evolving, brave version of you. The one who's willing to risk embarrassment, willing to risk failure, willing to look foolish for the sake of growth, for the sake of impact, for the sake of becoming who you were meant to be. Readiness is a myth. No one is ever truly ready to launch the business, write the book, speak on the stage, change their life. Everyone feels fear. Everyone feels unqualified. Everyone feels the weight of doubt. But those who rise, they start anyway. They act while their knees are shaking. They speak while their voice trembles. They leap while the fear screams in their ear. And on the other side of that leap, they find strength they didn't know they had. When you start before you're ready, you send a message to the universe that you're serious, that you're not just talking, that you're done waiting, and life starts to respond. Opportunities show up. People come into your path. Resources begin to align. But none of that happens until you move. Movement activates momentum. And momentum is what turns small, uncertain beginnings into unstoppable progress. Our progress, don't wait for the stars to line up. Don't wait for the fear to leave. Don't wait for permission or validation. You are enough as you are. Not someday, not after you get the degree or lose the weight or gain the following. Now, start with what you have. Start with what you know. Start where you are. Because the clock is ticking. Time is moving, whether you are or not. And if you keep waiting to feel ready, you'll watch your whole life pass by in the rearview mirror. You have to be willing to look like a beginner. You have to be willing to make mistakes in public. You have to be willing to suck at something new. That's the price of entry. That's the trade. And it's worth it. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you learn. The sooner you learn, the faster you grow. And the faster you grow, the closer you get to the life that's calling you. Regret is heavier than failure. That's the truth. Most people don't fully grasp until it's too late. Failure stings in the moment, but regret lingers. It haunts. It sits quietly in the back of your mind, whispering what could have been, what should have been, if only you had tried. People fear failure because they think it defines them. But failure is just a teacher. It's part of the process. It gives you feedback. It sharpens you. You fail, you learn, you adjust, you grow. But regret doesn't teach, it tortures. Failure is loud and temporary. Regret is silent and permanent. You can bounce back from failure. You can build again. You can rise after a fall. But once time is gone, once opportunities are missed, once certain moments have passed, you don't get them back. Regret lives in the questions you can't answer. What if I had spoken up? What if I had started? What if I had chased that dream instead of settling for safety? Those questions get heavier the longer you carry them. People avoid risk thinking it will protect them. But what they're really doing is storing up regret. They choose the easy route, the predictable job, the safe relationship, the quiet life, not because they want it, but because they're afraid to fail at the thing they truly desire. And in doing so, they trade temporary safety for lifelong wandering. That wandering eats at you. It dulls your spirit. It steals your fire. It makes you look in the mirror and not recognize the person staring back. You weren't born to play it safe. You weren't built to tiptoe through life just to arrive quietly at death. You were born with potential, with passion, with gifts meant to be used, shared, challenged, and stretched. Playing small doesn't protect you. It just guarantees you'll never know what you were truly capable of. The pain of failure lasts a moment. The pain of regret can last a lifetime. When you fail, at least you tried. At least you stood up. At least you gave yourself a chance. But when you don't try at all, you rob yourself of even the possibility. Some people say they're fine avoiding risks because they don't want to be disappointed. But avoiding disappointment isn't the same as living fully. And one day, the disappointment comes anyway, not from failure, but from never giving yourself the chance to find out what could have been. You get one shot at this life, one. And whether you succeed or fall flat on your face, you'll sleep better knowing you had the courage to try.